The How to Move a Zoo exhibition was inspired by a fantastic collection of around 100 glass plate negatives from the New South Wales State Archives Government Printing Office collection. And these negatives show the animals at Sydney's first public zoo, Moore Park Zoo, in some really grim conditions, locked up in cages with hard concrete floors. But then they also show this completely different scene of the animals at the new zoo in Taronga Park, which opened in 1916. And it inspired us to be thinking, well, what's the story? What happened here? How did these animals move from Moore Park in these awful conditions to this fantastic new zoo with open space and something completely different to what they'd experienced before? So we worked with creative design studio Grumpy Sailor at bringing them in the very early stages of the exhibition concept development. And with the team at Sydney Living Museums working collaboratively with Grumpy Sailor, we went through the creative development process.
One of the things that we kept coming back to was this idea of the journey, and the journey that took us from Moore Park over to Taronga Zoo. And so there was a whole bunch of different ways that we could creatively interpret that. But what we've ended up with is a really simple user interface that a child can use. They get onto the iPad, they can change colour, speed, size, and then they can set their animal off, and then the space sort of comes alive.
The illustrations that Ollie Davis created show some of the characters that we know existed and were part of this story in 1916. So you can see Jessie the elephant who walked through the streets of Sydney early one morning. You can also see the paperboy who's sharing the story of this new zoo that's coming to Sydney and referencing all that reportage that inspired these illustrations.
It was a very exciting moment when the animals arrived at the Museum of Sydney. Being an Asian elephant, Jessie is quite large. She just fits through the main doors of the museum. She was too big to get through the corridors and the lift, so we had to bring her in two pieces through the front of the museum and manually carry her with a team of 4 people up the stairs of the museum and just squeezing in through the gallery door, where she was assembled on site to create the structure you see today. It was very important to the team to create the animals full size and find a way for the audience to interact with them. So with Jessie just fits into the space. She's just underneath our ceiling, but because she's standing, kids can climb underneath her, they can walk underneath her. The polar bear is crouching down. It's actually, the pose is based on one of the black and white photos from the archive collection. And I'm hoping that the audience will be able to stand inside the embrace of the polar bear for that Instagram moment. The leopard is crouching down as if it's about to leap at just the perfect height to be sat on. And the seal hopefully creates a perfect slide for the smaller children to slide down.
We've helped to design and build a space which is built for kids at their level that they can explore and have a lot of fun doing it.